Let's hear from a few more people, folks who are waiting to chat. You can use our Discord, davidpakman.com/Discord. Why don't we go next to Seth from Nebraska? Seth from Nebraska, welcome to the David Pakman Show. What's on your mind today?
Hi, David. First time caller, if you can hear me.
I can hear you fine.
Awesome. So I had a question. My wife and I were having a discussion actually last night. She is fearful of the future when it comes to, like Republicans and these policies that they're passing is, they're just not popular, but they keep getting through. And I'm a little bit more optimistic, like boomers are essentially dying off and we're zennials, and I think millennials and Gen Z are like the largest voting bloc now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know kind of your opinion on if I don't see that this is sustainable for the Republicans to just, push through all these unpopular ideas. But, like I said, my wife is fearful that it's just going to keep happening and, our rights are going to get, diminished and democracy is failing and all that. I just kind of wanted to know your thoughts.
Well, so here's the thing. Let's deal with the fear part first, okay? One of the realities is that in the United States, if you live in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Colorado, the standard of living as measured by the HDI, Human Development Index, is very similar to being in Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, Hong Kong, the places with the highest overall standards of living with that metric, Human Development Index. In those states, regardless of what Republicans do in Louisiana, and regardless of what a president does to some degree, right? At the federal level, you can start to impact states. Life on average is going to remain very good in the blue states with very high standard of living. And again, in order by HDI, it's Massachusetts, Connecticut, Minnesota, New Hampshire, Jersey, Colorado, Washington, D.C., Hawaii. Okay. In other states, it's not going to be so good. So I see that you're calling, for example, from Nebraska. Nebraska, in terms of HDI, I think is kind of like right in the middle. I'm looking at it right now. It's like, it's not terrible. It's not actually, Nebraska's okay. Nebraska's 13th in the country. So unfortunately, what happens is when you have Democratic presidents and Democratic houses and senates, things get a little bit better for everyone. And then when you have Republican presidents and Republican governors, et cetera, things get a little worse for everyone, but they get particularly worse for a lot of these red states that don't have their own protections already built in. And so sadly, listen, things can get bad everywhere. There's no question about it. But sadly, the first people to be damaged by Republicans succeeding, as you point out, are going to disproportionately be Republican voters. Now, what we do with this information, what you and your wife personally do, I don't really know.
Yeah, we just recently had, I forget what the bill was, is the abortion ban at 12 weeks, which lumped into there was transgender affirming care.
Yeah.
For anyone under, I think, 19. But then they also voted on the same day for permitless concealed carry.
Right.
And none of those were popular bills at all. We were protesting inside the Capitol so loudly that they had to stop the debating inside the chambers, but they still passed it. And that was, I have a few friends that have trans kids, and, it's kind of heavy right now in Nebraska. So everybody's just a little bit worried. Thank you for your thoughts, though. I appreciate that.
All right,
it's
Seth
different
from Nebraska,
perspective we hadn't considered.
Appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
See ya.
All right, there he goes. Why don't we go next to, how about Tristan from Los Angeles? Tristan, welcome to the program.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I have a pretty open-ended question for you. Just finished watching Succession, and I was wondering if you had any takeaways from it, if you've watched it at all.
No, I don't even think I have. What is that, like a Showtime show or HBO?
Yeah, it's an HBO. It's sort of similar to, I guess, like a Murdoch sort of reign, and the patriarch is ending and then handing his crown, and it's sort of the machinations of a large media conglomerate. But if
Yeah,
you haven't heard of it, I
I
suppose
don't have HBO, and I haven't seen a single episode. My TV show consumption is really low these days, just because I'm so busy. But a lot of people have said that it is a great program, but unfortunately, I've not seen it.
Yep, totally get it with a little baby and everything.
Exactly. Now, where are you from? Australia?
Yep.
Okay, and you live in the U.S.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that
So
like?
Inland Empire.
What's the biggest cultural difference you find in the U.S. from Australia?
Positive or negative?
Either.
I don't know.
Well, how about
I think
positive
it-
first? If
I
there
think
is
there's
anything.
I think there's less of a tall poppy syndrome here, where to me in Australia sometimes it can feel like if you try and do something different, people will try and bring you back into the fold, keep that field of poppies the same height. But I think it's guns. It's so normalized here, and I could be talking with very liberal people, and next thing you know, like, oh yeah, we're gonna go shoot shotguns, which is not negative or positive. It's just incredibly different.
Yeah. And in Australia, is that extremely rare since the laws have been changed around owning weapons?
Yeah, yeah. I knew a kid who grew up on a farm who'd shot guns, but that's like literally the only person I knew that
You
had
knew
any
one
experience
person with
with
guns. Yeah, no, that's definitely very different. That is definitely different.
Yeah, I'll have a think about it. If I call back, I'll maybe have a more rounded answer for you.
All right, Tristan from Los Angeles. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, there he goes. Very powerful stuff. Let's go to Kenny from Long Island. Kenny, welcome to the program. What's on your mind today? What can I do for you? Kenny from Long Island, don't be the first to drop. You've got to accept my invitation, sir. Oh, boy. All right, well, that's too bad. Kenny from Long Island, we are not going to hear from today. Let's go to Gerald from Miami. Now, is that Miami, Florida, or Miami, Ohio? Gerald, please unmute so you can answer my trivia questions. Oh, boy. Gerald, you're muting yourself. You've got to unmute yourself to be able to talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Oh, hi. Yeah, that's Gerald from Miami, Florida.
Great. What's on your mind today?
I was just curious about, there's been a lot of talk recently about upcoming like Republican candidates, that are all jumping into the race for 2024. And I know Biden has announced that he would be running, but I was curious if you had thought about any other potential like Democratic nominees that, would have a shot if they were to jump in the race.
I don't think any would have a shot.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if this were an open primary, here's the thing people need to understand. I support people challenging Joe Biden. I would like there to be debates on the Democratic side. If people credibly challenge Joe Biden and are polling at least, some number, 8% or something, which right now I think means at minimum you would have debates between Biden and Bobby Kennedy Jr. I don't know where Marianne Williamson is polling, but I'm in favor of debates. I'm in favor of a contested primary. I want people to run. But if you're asking me, given what is going on and the fact that the DNC is not incentivized to have someone challenge the incumbent president and that there's not going to be a real primary, I don't think there's anyone who would have a shot. I mean, if we picked someone with mass public appeal, like, I don't know, if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson announced, would he be able to generate enough interest because he's charismatic and whatever that maybe he could actually defeat Biden somehow? I just think that when you have an incumbent president, the odds that have to be overcome, because when you're an incumbent, the DNC is going to grease the wheels for you to remain the nominee. I don't know that anybody could defeat Joe Biden given the way that this primary is going to happen.
I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I've just been thinking, I just feel like, with Joe Biden's approval just kind of sinking, I just didn't know if he would, honestly, I didn't really think he could actually win again, to be honest with you.
Well, listen,
I
I
was
mean,
just-
Biden's approval, it's not really sinking. Biden's approval has been steady since August of last year. Okay. So that now is 9 months where it's just been in the low 40s. When you and I look at that, we say, oh, that's pretty low. That means like high 50s disapproves of the job Biden is doing. Yeah, that's the way it is with presidents in the United States right now. The reality is that you can absolutely get yourself reelected with a 43% approval rating. We saw George W. Bush do it. It's not, Biden's approval is not the sign to me that he's in trouble.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right,
accepting
Gerald
my call.
from Miami. Great question. Good to hear from you.